As far as I was concerned, it was my job to get the bums on seats for the other therapists, the other doctors, etc., etc. And it's a very social business. Like, I'm sure you find this, that when people come into your business, they don't come into your business just to have their facial treatment, the nails, whatever it is. They actually come to see Jenny, to come to see Margaret. They have a bit of a relationship with them, don't they? Like, as much as we as salon and spa owners would love to think that our therapists are all just talking about the latest products, etc., etc., that's usually quite not what's going on. It's what happened in EastEnders last night or whatever it is. Because our businesses, the nature of our businesses, it's very social. And that's the one brilliant thing about social media in relation to beauty businesses. It lends itself beautifully to it. Like, I get approached by accountants and solicitors, and can you imagine what that's like, trying to do social media for them? It's not half as easy as it is for us. But you do need to understand how to crack the code with social media as well. Just because there's over 1.2 billion users of Facebook, which is the current figures for Facebook, that just means that we know our audience is out there, so we need to get to them. But there's a particular mindset that you have to use when you're on social media. Has anybody got even a personal Facebook page in here? Just put your hand up if you have. Yeah, we all pretty much know how to post. That's the easy part of it. It's what we should be posting, how we should be posting, the times we should be posting. They're the things that are important and make the difference for an actual business. I do like direct mail still, and you know why? Because there's less and less people sending out, because you have to pay for the stamp, etc., etc., that there's less and less junk mail coming in. And I'm not talking about leaflets, I'm talking about something that actually has your name, address on it, and a live stamp. So to me, that's the only one really worth pursuing. If you're as old as me, you remember those days when there was only a few TV channels and you had a choice. Now there's literally hundreds of channels. So where do you advertise? Or place your business. And I don't know about you guys, but I like to watch my favourite programmes when I like to watch them, and Sky and all of those sort of services allow us to do that because we can record them. For me, my advice is always concentrate on one, and then when you have that sorted, move on to the next one. For our sort of businesses, the number one is Facebook, then followed by Twitter. If you can pretty much get your head around those, then you can start to look at the others. But for today, I'm just going to concentrate on the basics, which is the language, the type of language that you use, and how to communicate effectively through social media. Is that okay? Would that be of interest? Thank you. Right. So quite often people say to me, yeah, I get social media and I do it every now and again when I get the time. You know what your a client is worth to you, at least I hope you do. For example, can anybody just like shout out to me what a facial treatment, is any facial salons on this side, what an average? £50, okay. So for, just tell me another type of treatment that people would come in for fairly regularly, just an amount and what it is over here.
Massage.
Massage, how much?
35.
35, okay, right. So if you're communicating effectively with your clients and your potential clients, and you're able to bring in, by the sort of posts that you're doing, say for you guys, 5 extra facials per week, because you've done a particular promotion, that's an extra 250 quid, isn't it? And how much does social media cost to run? 0. So once you can actually get your head around this, the return on investment for using social media for your businesses is huge. And that's why we do it. It's the only reason I have that slide up there. Sorry about the euros, guess where I'm from. You really need to have your focus on Facebook as well. There's no point in going, the latest thing, Facebook, way, I'm in there, I'm going to start marketing on Facebook. Know what your objectives are with your social media, and then you're going to be a lot more focused with your posts. Generating quality leads that end up as a paying client. That's the end game really with social media, and that's where your focus needs to be. But you need to do a lot of work to get there. One thing that you cannot do is just promotion, promotion, promotion. The 45 to 54 and 55 to 65 age bracket is actually the fastest adopters of Facebook and social media at the moment. Like my mother, she's in her 70s, God bless her, and when she comes over to stay in my house a couple of times a year, much to the delight of my husband, for a couple of days, and as soon as she comes in, it's, can I Skype Helen? My sister Helen is in Perth in Australia, and she keeps up with her on Facebook. I have her set up on the computer at home because she knows that if she wants to see the latest pictures of her grandchildren, what I used to have to do beforehand was print them off and drive 45 minutes to her house, because once she heard they were on Facebook, I was dead if I didn't bring them over. So it was worth my while to set her up. One of the things that a lot of salon owners used to say to me is, oh, my demographic, the people who come into me are, you know, older. They're pretty much adopting social media like gangbusters now, so that doesn't apply anymore. So our excuses for staying off social media are getting less and less. So I'm a huge believer in profiling your audience, and this is something that I used to do in my own clinic. And what I mean by profiling your audience, I don't know if you've ever heard the term avatar, and I don't mean, you know, that movie that was out. Having an avatar is basically, it's like a composite client. You know the way, like even if you think in your own salons, certain staff members attract a certain type of person, don't they? It's all the same kind of person will go to Jenny or to Susan or whatever. And in my salon, or my last business that I had, the cosmetic practice, my avatar was Jennifer. And literally, Jennifer was an amalgam of a whole bunch of clients who'd come in to us. She was 32 years of age, she was engaged, she worked in the insurance company around the corner, and this was a couple of years ago. She was a great fan of Desperate Housewives. Now, why would I be interested in doing that? Well, here's the thing. When I wanted to post on Facebook, or I wanted to do any email communications, because I'm a great believer in email newsletters as well, when done right, and there's a formula for doing those as well. When you're actually putting any of that together, what I used to do is I used to have Jennifer sitting in a seat in front of me. And I tell you this, it's much easier to write to one person, your blog post, etc., rather than to write or try and write to this faceless glob of people. So if the one thing that you take away from today is that you actually get into your head who your avatar is, and you can say, oh, well, you know, we deal with men and we deal with women and we deal with that age group. You could end up with 2 or 3 different avatars, and that's okay. But the more focused you are with who it is that comes into you, the much easier, you'll find it much, much easier to make your posts and make your content for your blogs, etc., etc. So, and why would the fact that Jennifer in my head is interested in the goings-on in Wisteria Lane? There's a very good reason for that, because you could have a Facebook page that has 500, 1,000, 5,000 likes or fans of that Facebook page for your salon or your business. Here's the kicker. A lot of people think that once they actually make a post that all of those people who are fans on their page will see it. What you need to pay attention to the next time you're on Facebook is there's a little number under where it says, you know, the number of likes, and beside that it says talking about us, or talking about Score, and it could be a much lower amount than the number of likes that you have on the page. Now here's what Facebook does with that. Facebook has a look to see this type of interactivity you're getting with your posts. And interactivity means people who like the post, who share the post, or who, what's the third thing? Comment. Thank you. And if you're getting plenty of likes, shares and comments, then your talking about us score goes up. In other words, Facebook says, there's plenty of interactivity going on in this page. We'll show this to more people, more of the people that you've actually got to like your page. So if your talking about us score is low, then you have a bit of a problem. You're pretty much posting to yourself and a few of your buddies. Not all of the people in any shape or form are going to see your posts. So here's your challenge. You need to make sure that you're watching your talking about us score and you get that up. you get that up to better figures. To me, an acceptable rate would be 20%. So if you have 1,000 likes on your Facebook page, 200 of a talking about us score would be okay. Any less than that, you need to do more work. Which brings us back to Wisteria Lane. And I know it's not, it's gone off the air now. I absolutely have no interest in it at all, but my daughter loves it. So what I would say to her is, what was going on in Desperate Housewives last night? Oh, Rick shot so-and-so and there was a big grand. That's all the information I need. So I would literally type on the my Facebook page, imagine that. Didn't see that one coming, Rick shooting, whatever it was, and I'd make a post like that. The day before, I would have also made a post on how to look after your hair in the sun, your 10 best tips. And it would have taken me 2 hours to write it, and I'd be very proud of it. And it was one of those, I'd be even thinking of putting it in a local paper and everything like that. And I'd have 9 comments and 14 likes out of, like 2,000 on the page. And then I'd make that post that took me 20 seconds to type on the goings on in Wisteria Lane. 43 comments, 97 likes, 14 shares. Now, at the same time, a lot of people seem to have the opinion that it's unprofessional to be making those sort of posts. Hello, when Jennifer comes into the salon, what are we going to be talking about? Maybe the goings on in Wisteria Lane? So that's the way you need to kind of be thinking when you're on social media. You do need those social interactive posts to bring your talking about score up, and that's why you do it. And also because that's the personality of your salon, that's what's going on in there. So offering quality relevant content, and there's a word now, I'm not sure if you've heard of it, called edutainment. It's a mixture of education and entertainment. Do you remember in the 90s, the cookery programme, you'd have Delia Smith, and then you mix up and then you add in the ingredients and then you put it in the oven, and here's one I baked earlier. And it was that sort. It was very much education. Now look at the cookery programmes of today. You've got Jamie Oliver, and suffused, and the way he, totally throws himself into it. Or Nigella Lawson, different audience altogether, and different camera angles and all that sort of thing going on. That's edutainment. They're entertaining while they're educating you as well. And that's the kind of mindset you need to get into with your social media as well when you're talking to your clients and your potential clients. So it's like being at a party when you're on social media. You would not go up to anyone at a party, at least I hope you wouldn't, and say, hi, my name is Catherine, I own Beautiful Me Salon and we do wonderful facials. You just wouldn't do that in a fit. So it's exactly the same on social media. So this, I know this is a very kind of, come to my salon, buy my stuff. That's nearly what a lot of salons would be saying. In other words, it's just commercial posts, when really 10% off my stuff, come and buy lots of it now. That's the way people are perceiving what it is that you're saying. Okay, you could be saying 10% off, or we've just introduced the new Environ line or something like that. That's all just promotional stuff. But here's the thing that works, and write this one down, stories. Stories are big on social media. So, when we did introduce Environ into the clinic, it was Aniela's, as you know, everybody who knows Aniela knows that she's been struggling with acne for quite a while. Well, you should see her skin now. And by the way, a true story, we wouldn't be making this up. She's trialled the Environ blah, blah, blah for the last, and guess what? Look at her skin now. And we literally put a picture of it up. Now, that versus we've just introduced Environ, isn't it wonderful, come and try it. What do you think would win hands down? Stories. People absolutely love stories. So me as a social media, I can post out as well. Oh, I'm going to be at, this is Professional Beauty in Manchester last October. I'm going to be in Professional Beauty Manchester, so any of you guys come and see me. No, that's too boring. That's what I posted. There's a bit of a difference, isn't there? What a post is going to get more attention, do you think? Kind of a no-brainer, isn't it? So The thing about social media as well, and one thing that you have to realise with social media is it's very searchable, especially on Google. So this is me just searching my name, Catherine Treble, and you can see, okay, my website comes up first, but what comes up after that is your social media profiles. Now here's the thing, if you have a go at doing social media and your Facebook page is a bit lame and people are searching under the name of your salon and your salon comes up, so they go over to your Facebook page and they see desolation. Somebody had a go at it 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 6 months ago. That's how you're representing your salon. So you're better off not having any social media whatsoever rather than having a go and making it look rubbish. Because don't forget, the internet and searching is now the new shop window. So if you're going to do it, commit to it and do it right. And there's what I was talking about earlier. People think that when they post, everybody sees their posts. So what should you communicate? So what problems do your clients have? And I don't mean your husband's having an affair or whatever. You know, we're not talking about that. Problems that we can fix. Skin issues, nail issues, whatever it is that they come into us about. They're the sort of things that you need to be posting about. So what are their interests? Like I said, knowing your avatar. This is where you get all that valuable information from a deep understanding of what your client's interests are, and that's what you're going to be posting about. And what are your competitors posting about as well? If you, I'm a great advocate of stalking. And what I mean by stalking is going on other salons' pages, especially good salons or other related businesses. And I'm not even talking about in the UK. I look at ones in Australia and different places. And you can always see what a good post looks like because that's the one that's got plenty of liking, commenting and sharing. So if you see somebody, they've hit a vein, you can see that you know, they've posted about what Gwyneth Paltrow looked at, like at the Oscars last night or whatever, and they got loads of traction on it. Well, I'm not saying copy that, but what I'm saying is why don't you do your own version of that? So, you know, let's not reinvent the wheel. Have a good checkout of what other people are doing. So asking questions is a big one as well, like what's your favourite tanning product? And you could be doing a lot of market research on that as well, and you can be amazed. I always say as well, if you're going to state something on Facebook, see if there's some way that you can actually turn that around to a question. Because a statement is a statement. People go, yeah, no, whatever about your statement. But a question begs interactivity. It begs an answer. So you're a lot more likely to get interaction because what is it we're trying to keep up all the time? What is that talking about us score? We're trying to keep that up all the time. So the more interactivity we can get, the more people will see our posts. And ask for help as well. I was working with a salon and unfortunately there was 3 owners, and so it was, you know, did you ever hear the term death by committee? So we had it down to 3 different logos. We were doing well. So what happened in the end was I got fed up with their fight and I said, you know what, let's post the 3 of them on Facebook, the 3 logos, and we'll ask people to vote on them. And we got something like 109 comments on that particular one because people just love being asked for their opinion. So that one was a huge one, and it also got me out of a jam as well. I was supposed to referee these 3. I didn't. Their own clients told them what they liked, which was great. So on Twitter 3 times a day. LinkedIn, I love LinkedIn. Spend 2 hours on it, setting up your profile correctly, or your business correctly, and then leave it alone. You don't have to be posting or commenting for our type of businesses on LinkedIn. So for Facebook, 6 times a week. That can be a video. Yes, it can be cat video, because guess what? Our clients like cat videos, and I don't mean every single post, I mean 1 a week. Tips. We're all experts on what it is that we do. Utilise that. People love tips. Pictures, celebrity stories. And this is where, again, for your other posts, finding out what your clients like, what they talk about in the salon. That's what you need to be posting on as well. And only 1 commercial post a week. So time of the day, morning before 8 a.m, lunchtime, home time. And the reason for those times, a lot of businesses, well, especially in Ireland anyway, when they have a block on social media sites. so the workers can't actually get into social media sites now. So they tend to check their phones and that sort of thing on their lunch breaks before on their way into work, etc., etc. So that's just a few websites where you can go and collect content. So posting do's, sharing relevant content, testing your own frequency of posts as well. Test various times of the day yourselves. And focus on engagement, always respond to fan posts. So if somebody comments, make sure that you at least click like on the comment, otherwise they think you're ignoring them. And anyway, even you posting a like increases your talking about us score. So write that one down, make sure you do that. So focusing on consistent proactive growth. You cannot get away with posting for 3 weeks, having a gap for 4 weeks and then posting again. Your talking about us score will have died in those 4 weeks. Don't do it. So mix it up. Don't keep doing the same sort of stuff all the time, and do bring a little bit of fun into it. I have something for you guys today, because trying to cover social media in half an hour is kind of a big ask. So what I've done is I've put together a 30-page how to make your social media work for your business booklet that's just got tons and tons of content. It'll probably take me a couple of hours to get through here. And it's divided into 3 parts. And the third part, I actually have a customized plan for you guys as well that totally shows you how in 15 minutes per day, which to me, when you get it good, you can just spend 15 minutes per day on your social media channels. It's got what you need to be posting, how you need to be posting, and when you need to be posting. When they told me that there was going to be over 100 people at this talk, and I'm coming over from Ireland, I thought, if I have over 100 of these in my case, I'll die trying to drag them along. So what I've done is I have it online. So if you guys, there's a bowl there. If you pop your cards into it, I'll make sure that in the next few days you get emailed out a copy of this. Just print it out. It's got tons and tons of information relevant to beauty salons on how to use Facebook, how to use Twitter, and there's a little bit of YouTube thrown in here for good measure as well. So thank you very much for your attention, and do place your cards in the bowls, and if you have any questions, come up to me. So thank you very much.